Hello and welcome. We're taking a look at the anomaly detection tool. One thing I should note up front, first, you're looking at the homepage. If you haven't yet signed up for an account, we encourage you to do so up here in the top right-hand corner. That allows you to download data sets, plug them into whatever spreadsheet software you prefer. It also allows you to save your search queries. This is the homepage you're probably used to on Follow the Money. But this new tool, you have to access it via the new web page, and you'll see it down here in the bottom. New year, new look. Here pretty soon, it will be the home page. Basically, what we did is modernize the site largely to make it a little more compatible with mobile devices is the primary target, but a few other things as well. I was trying to figure out a good example for this webinar. We think this will really help journalists and others who are interested in either A, using the anomaly detection tool as a starting point for a story, or in this case, I think would be to enrich a story. See if they could find some unusual trends in the data, and then maybe pursue these possible stories. So here in this case, Tennessee, their legislature currently has 3 bills that are on the National Rifle Association's radar. All 3 they're opposing. So I checked them out on Tennessee's website. They're all going to the same committees for now. It's the House Civil Justice Committee and then the Senate Judiciary Committee, I believe. So we're going to find out if we could find some unusual trends in contributions from gun rights groups or gun control groups or anyone else if you're interested. You'll want to access this through the My Legislature tool over here on the right. We'll go and select Tennessee. And here's an important distinction to make. When it says 2016, which is currently the default, that's the legislative session of 2016, not the election year. If you're over here in election overview, that's going to be the election or most recent election. This is 2017. Otherwise, you're going to get last year's legislature. There's quite a bit of information that you can find on the My Legislature page. You can get a full roster of the current legislature, their top contributors over here, party trends. You could find legislation that's currently introduced, as well as if you click the bill hyperlink, you get sponsors, top donors to sponsors. In fact, we have some other webinars available on our YouTube page that focus on the My Legislature tool itself. So I encourage you to check that out. But you'll want to go to committees. Committees are provided by Open States, now a project formerly under the Sunlight Foundation. Now I think it's operated independently, mostly at least. They provide a full list of committees. We're almost complete on that across the country. Tennessee is complete. In this case, I mentioned the Civil Justice Committee. So you'll select that and you can get a list of the lawmakers on the committee, check out their assignment, party, and then this is a career total on the right, total contributions, and it sorts them by default, highest to lowest in terms of total contributions across their career. But what we're interested in here is these 2 tabs, sector analysis versus industry analysis. This comes back to how we gather our data and how we code it according to economic interest. There are 3 levels: broad sector, industry, and then specific business. We don't have a specific business analysis. It's just sector analysis and industry. Sector, of course, being the broad sector, as the name suggests. For example, finance, insurance, and real estate. Whereas if you open industry analysis, you can get real estate being much more specific. We'll stick with industry analysis for this one. And you see in this table here, first you're going to get the industry on the left, and then this is going to be the average donations per member of that to members of that committee from these industries. This is the average to Tennessee legislators across all committees in the legislature. And that's when we get to the over-under average, because this is where you can find an unusual trend. You want to know whether or not they're getting substantially more from a certain industry than Tennessee legislators normally do, or substantially less. It'll be in red if it's less. So -24, 153. And we also do that for leadership positions. Leadership positions in this case is referring to the chair and the vice chair. This can oftentimes help note if, say, you had a high percentage over here. Does it have something to do with the leader getting a lot of money? Is he the one pulling the average, he or she, in the committee chair? If we scroll down, you're going to see gun control here. Now, this is what I make that distinction early on: industry, sector, and then the more specific one, specific business. This isn't actually gun control groups. This is groups on both sides of the issue fall under the gun control industry. So to this Tennessee House Committee, the Civil Justice Committee, it's 764 on average, but this is the average across the legislature. So 209% more. That's not the case for the leadership, as you can see. If you want to find out who these contributors are and who they were giving to, you'll click this magnifying glass, which will open a new tab. And this is actually a really important tool that you'll find across the website once you get to the Data Navigator. This is the Data Navigator. And there are webinars that we've done on this. And this is where you wind up, where you sort through the data. So you see it sorts them by the total from that industry. As you can see up in the Ask Anything, what you would build in an Ask Anything search query up there. If you want, click Contributor. And as you can tell, they're all NRA and then one Tennessee Firearms Association. There we go. Specific business, as you can see, all anti-gun control groups. Another thing you'll want to note in the committees tab of the My Legislature section, this is also part of the anomaly detection tool, is this button over here. It analyzes data to all committees. If you do that, you're going to get the total donations per member. As you can see, this is the sentence you built in a search query: show me contributions to lawmakers, in 2017 sessions in Tennessee. And here's an important point: 2016 and 2017. Oftentimes on our website, you're going to see career totals. As I mentioned before, once you first arrive at the legislature you're looking for in the My Legislature tool, you're going to get career totals. When we built this, the idea was to look at years that are specific to this legislative session. So these are only contributions in 2016 and 2017. Otherwise, you're going to get really unusual totals, for legislators who have been there for many, many sessions. Others who've just been elected aren't going to have much, and that's not going to give you a representative sample of these contributions. So this is a total across legislatures and in these last 2 years to compare. There's one of them, the Tennessee Senate Senate Judiciary Committee that we were talking about earlier, getting quite a bit more on average than committee members across the legislature. But what you can do here, many of you are familiar with the Ask Anything tool. You can then amend your search query to look at the over-under averages for, say, specific industries, or in this case, let's say a specific donor. Everyone's interested in the NRA whenever we talk about gun control, so we can go to specific contributor. Click go. And here we go. We got Tennessee House Civil Justice Committee with 11 members. averaging the $264, 75% more than the average across the legislature. Not the case when you're looking at leadership positions on that committee. Scroll down. There's the House Criminal Justice Committee, and I'm trying to find Senate. There it is, Senate Judiciary Committee. Slightly more, not quite the same as the House side. But on the whole, these committee members are getting more money than Tennessee legislators usually get from the NRA. And they're going to be hearing these bills in the very near future. Hope you enjoyed this webinar and this brand new tool. Really excited about it. And we look forward to hearing from all of you. Take care.